Cogito ergo consum, consumer culture and the material self. René Descartes was a renowned 19th century French philosopher and a mathematician best known for his discourse on method and the phrase Cogito ergo consum. It is necessary to know what doubt is and what thought is before we can fully pursue of this reasoning. I doubt, therefore I am, or what is the same? I think, therefore I am. For Descartes, it was important to demonstrate that reality was more important than abstract thoughts. The written law behind the phrase was that people know that they are real and that everything that surrounds them is real because they are able to think. It argues that thought and sensation are what make life real, and it's the ability to think that makes people different from animals. He did not believe that philosophy should be so abstract and people were not able to understand it, or that it should make people question what was real and what was imagined. Cogito ergo consum was perhaps the most consent way in which Descartes could have made his point about people knowing that they were alive, and also experiencing reality as they were able to think. People know they are still alive whilst they are able to think, and also have the ability to sense and to feel the world around them.
Good day everyone. By the way, my name is Michelle Puerto Reveche. I am here to discuss about Cogito ergo consum, consumer culture, and the material self.
Cogito ergo consum is a philosophical statement that was made in Latin by René Descartes, usually translated into English as I think therefore I am. The phrases originally appeared in French as Je pense donc Jesus in his discourse on the method 1637 as the first step in demonstrating attainability on a certain knowledge. What does consumer culture and the material self means? Consumer culture can be defined as a social arrangement in which the relationship between the cultural experience of everyday life and the social resources, between meaningful ways of life and symbolic and material resources on which they depend, is mediated through markets, and the material self, according to William James, pertain to the object, places, or even people which have the label mind. Such positions are used as sections of individuals' identities. Introduction about consumer culture and the material self. First, we have Diderot effect, which is one of the most commonly experienced phenomena of consumption out there, has already taken hold them. Then, as Descartes explained it, we cannot doubt of our existence while we doubt. Originally articulated through an essay entitled Regrets on Parting with My Old Dressing Gown by 18th century French philosopher Denis Diderot. For 19th century philosopher William James, 1842 to 1910, an individual's selfhood can be broken down into several fragments, with the material self being one. According to the physical body, which is considered its central constituent unit, this facet of the self also includes one's closest relatives, the material possessions with specific focus includes. Hermann Lutz in Microcosmos 1890 asserted that each time we get to wear garments of varying kind is a chase for us to bring them into relationship with the surface of our body. As I understand, as Descartes said, that we cannot doubt of our existence while we doubt because he can think, which established his existence, and you cannot just also consider an investment in the monetary sense but also from the standpoint of the material self. And we accord the same to resources that enable us to accomplish the transactions. And according to William Jones, in the face material loss, consider the linkage of the personality. As I understand with that, is being beautiful is not only in our physical appearance, but also there are beautiful hidden inside with our heart.
Fernando Poe Jr. Fernando Poe Jr. denotative meaning, Filipino actor and director who once ran for president. Fernando Poe Jr. connotative meaning, idol of the masses and champion of the poor, physical embodiment of righteousness and justice. Anchorage and relay. In his book, The Rhetoric of the Image, Roland Barthes in 1978 wrote of the two kinds of relationship between text and image, anchorage and relay. By definition, anchorage underlines the importance of text in making sense of an image, while relay puts emphasis on a more complementary relationship between the two. Advertisements, when it copies and slogan, are replayed when the former, while comic strips when its panel and speech bubbles are illustrated of the latter. Unlike anchorage, relay is not much used in advertisement. Anchorage notice how the image takes on two different meanings by just changing the caption or copy. Normally, a myriad of reason can trigger the first stage from hunger as customer A, reason to buy food to customer B, seeing an advertisement for a luxury bag as a stimuli to buy one of his/her own needs are usual. After the need is identified, both customers will then conduct their own research, maybe into what fast food chain to be ordered from or what brand of bag is most recommended. Information search from a list of many possible options, thou will now trim it down to only a few depending on preference. Maybe for cash strapped customer A, pricey meals are out of the question, so she might settle with budget-friendly choices, while for customer B, name recall takes precedence over durability, longevity, so he might go with a more expensive bag. Evaluation behavior. This then brings us to purchase decision. During this stage, several factors might come into play for a consumer, seemingly when her mind set already to have a change of heart. In our example, consumer A, after deciding for a cheaper meal, suddenly finds out that the fast good of her choice isn't the cleanest out there. When flies and cockroach aplenty appealed, she instead waltzed into the rival chain just across the street, despite knowing its relatively pricier menu. Consumer B, on the other hand, was not accommodated properly by the sales clerk in the only store around the area that sells the bag. He planned on buying out a curiosity. He decided to try out one of the thrift shop lining the next block. To his surprise, he stumbled upon the exact same bag being sold for only half price. For hungry consumer A, cleanliness became the deciding factor and not the price, which earlier guided her choice. Despite shelling out more cash for a meal than what she anticipated, she was still satisfied. As for consumer B, he find out that the bag zipper are damaged. beyond repair. In the end, he was disappointed. These are post-purchase feelings. Take note. Cutter buyer decision process, especially in the later stage, is unstable and ever-changing for factors, both tangible and otherwise, ultimately affirm or alter the final decision.
Chapter 7, Cogito Ergo Consume, Consumer Culture and Material Self. According to William James, a center on physical value with emphasis on one material possession or the things that we buy, everything that we own, and the family to which he or she belongs. And this figure in a quiet, prominently within the broader context of consumerism or consumer culture, which tells of how consumption is normalized in a given society. Not only normalized given society, but consumption has been commercialized in given society. This natural effect, identity formation, you become what you buy, is our material possession and preferred lifestyle slowly become extension of who we are.
That's all, thank you.